What's up, guys? Tanner with Squarebox Games here, and today we are opening a Marvel Champions Hero Pack, Doctor Strange. So lately, me and some friends have been playing Tabletop Simulator. Now, if you don't know what that is, it's a way for people around the globe to be able to play board games with each other, just like they're sitting next to each other at a table. Now, we've been playing Marvel Champions on there, and if you haven't tried it, I highly recommend it, especially since you can play any one of the characters. And I was playing with Doctor Strange, and I really liked it, so I decided to purchase the physical version of it. So today we're going to do an unboxing of that. So let's get to it. So, first things first, I've got the box art here. It shows Doctor Strange with his Eye of Agamotto right there in the middle, Cloak of Levitation, Marvel Champions Hero Pack. So just like all the other packs, it's a 60-card hero pack. It includes one pre-built 40-card Doctor Strange deck and 24 new cards that can be added to any other hero deck. And also, the nemesis for Doctor Strange is the malicious Baron Mordo. So I'm going to pop this open and we'll see what we've got. I have a decent idea of what cards are included because I was playing on Tabletop Simulator. However, it'll be good to see them in person. Now, inside this little insert, we have a cool little mini poster, which is kind of sweet. Rocking the goatee there. I kind of like it. The full beard almost instead of a goatee. But this kind of goes into a little bit of how to play. Doctor Strange has a little bit of a twist on the other characters. He has what's called the Invocation deck. Because he is the master of the mystic arts, he always has access to some kind of spell throughout the game. And using your character abilities and some various cards in the deck, you're able to call upon those abilities at any time. Getting into the deck here, I'm going to take the packaging off. All right, so first thing, we have the Doctor Strange card. Now, Doctor Strange, he has 2 thwart, 1 attack, and 2 defense with the ability Spell Mastery. His action to exhaust Doctor Strange and pay the cost of the top card of the Invocation deck, which I'll show you in just a second, to resolve the special ability on that card. Now, Stephen Strange's ability, he has a 3 recover. He has the ability to discard the top card of that Invocation deck. So you can really go for a search for the card that you need for the next round. So it works out pretty well there. I'll set that to the side here and we'll go into his deck. I'm going to search in for those Invocation cards. Yeah, here they are. There's 5 of them. I'll set these to the side. So these Invocation cards, these 5, they are, you can tell because of, they say Invocation down at the bottom. These 5 are certain special abilities only available to Doctor Strange. And I can tell you from experience playing with these on Tabletop Simulator, they're pretty good. They can, they really change the tide of the game. I've noticed Doctor Strange is pretty good at thwarting the scheme. He can get a lot of that threat off of the main scheme, like a lot. So we'll, on here we've got certain cards on here, like for instance this Crimson Bands of Sidorak. It enables you to stun an enemy and deal 7 damage to it. Then you place this in the discard pile. A lot of damage and a stun, very good for only 2 cost. It's a pretty good deal there. Then this one, Images of Icon. You confuse the villain and then remove 4 threat from a scheme. Again, similar vein with the previous one, adding a status ability along with taking a lot of, in the other card's case, damage. In this card's case, threat. Very good. You've got 7 Rings of Ragador. Give up to 3 characters each a tough status card. Very good, especially in co-op, playing with some friends. You can also give status cards to your allies. So it's very good. That's actually saved us a playthrough a couple games back. Vapors of Valtor. Choose a status card in play and replace that status card with a different status card. So if you really need for the villain to not be able to attack, but he's confused, so you can play this for free at that, and he won't be able to. You can change it to a stun, and he won't be able to attack. And the last one is the Winds of Watum. This one has been very good, especially early game. If you can get this one early, that's very good. If you can get this and some support cards out, it can really propel you into the mid game pretty quick. This just straight up lets you draw 3 cards. So you can get a lot of resources, allowing you to get through your deck pretty quick. Going into the main deck here, we've got some allies, or an ally at first. We've got Wong. Wong has 3 health, 1 thwart, 2 attack. And his ability, if you exhaust Wong, you choose to either heal 1 damage from your identity or discard the top card of the invocation deck. So it works as kind of Doctor Strange's alter ego ability, or you can do a heal, which is great. And I'm not going to go through every single one of these cards. I'll give you kind of the highlights. But these astral projections right here are pretty good. You can choose any scheme, remove 3 threat from that scheme, and then look at the top card of the encounter deck and then boost that thwart. So it's very good in that regard. Like I said, you get a couple of these out, you'll be in really good shape for the scheme. Magic Blast. I don't know if I wasn't playing it quite correct, but I didn't really use Magic Blast that often in my tabletop sim run. I don't know why. I just never really the 3 cost. I was able to be much more effective with my lower cost cards than what this gained. Now, it is a very good card. I can deal 5 damage to an enemy and then discard the top card of your deck, and then whatever resource it has, you can do various things. Stun the enemy, deal an extra 2 damage, or confuse the enemy. Very good cards, just never really used them. Master of the Mystic Arts, these 2 are basically the exact same thing as your Doctor Strange main ability. So you can either do this in lieu of exhausting Doctor Strange, or you can do both. You know, you'll be able to get 2 cards out. Mystical Study, search your deck and discard pile for a Doctor Strange card, add it to your hand. Very good search. It's always good to have some search in there. Protective Ward, when a treachery is revealed from the encounter deck, cancel all of its effects and discard it. This actually synergized very well. A friend of mine was playing Star-Lord, and if you don't know, his kit is kind of high risk, high reward. He gets bonus effects off of taking additional encounter cards. So playing these to nullify at least some of those cards really was super beneficial. Sanctum Sanctorum. Exhaust Sanctum Sanctorum to shuffle a spell from your discard pile into your deck. That way, you know, he's the master of the mystic arts. He's not going to run out of spells. So you get this out, you'll pretty much always have a spell. You won't ever run out. Cloak of Levitation, you gain aerial trait. And then this is very good to exhaust the Cloak of Levitation to ready Doctor Strange, especially if you need to do a invocation and then ready him, exhaust this to ready him, and then do a thwart or do another one of these for the invocation, whatever floats your boat. And then these prove to not be super useful. They're super situational. They're good. Don't get me wrong. They're very good. But these right here, you can play under any player's control, and then that hero gets 1 thwart, 1 attack, and 1 defense. And then when the round ends, it gets discarded. So it's a very situational like boost. Most of the time I use these for the resources. Again, don't know if I was playing optimally, but it just kind of worked out that I never really used it much. And the last card of Doctor Strange deck is the Eye of Agamotto. You get this out and it generates a free resource every turn. So, I mean, there's no downside to that at all. You get that out there and you get a free resource. It's great. And then we get into his by default runs a protection deck. So you get a couple allies, Brother Voodoo, Clea, and Iron Fist. Iron Fist actually was pretty good. Whenever you attack, you can actually stun and deal 1 extra damage, so you can do 3 damage 3 times because of that 1 recoil. And stun them every turn. Very good at delaying the attacks on the villain. Oh, sorry, you can only do it twice. You can only do stun twice because the 2 counters, but was still very useful. Then you've got some Desperate Defense, Momentum Shift, heal 2 damage, and then deal 2 damage. Very good, especially if you're hurting. You've obviously got your Power of Protections along with everything else. Med Teams for some heals. Night Nurse was good to discard status cards. And then we've got some Unflappable. If you can play under any player's control, after you defend and take no damage, you can draw a card. This was pretty helpful. I played it on a friend of mine that was playing Hulk, and he has high defense, so he was often able to tank some shots, so that gave him some more draw power because Hulk doesn't have a ton of great draw power. These warnings, when a hero would take any amount of damage, reduce that amount by 1. This also synergizes. I've got 3 of these. This also synergizes well with that Hulk setup with Unflappable, so it's very good. Obviously, you've got your Energy, Genius, and Strength cards for those double resource. Avengers Mansion Classic, draw 1 card. I try and if I can get this early, that's fantastic to get those extra resources in. +1 hand size when you're in hero form. That's always going to be helpful. And then we get into the obligation. I'll place these down right here. Actually, I'll separate these out here. Bear with me a second. Separate those out. And then we get into obligation. Physical toll. You give it to the Stephen Strange player. You may flip to alter ego mode to exhaust Stephen Strange and remove physical toll from the game. Or the next event you play costs 3 additional resources. Discard this obligation after you play the event. So if you do the second one, you have to discard it. If you do the first one, it's removed from the game completely. So, and then we've got our minion, our nemesis. That's the word, Baron Mordo. I actually have not run into him yet on tabletop. Hasn't come up. But for center up, when Baron Mordo attacks you, discard the top card of your deck, and then based on the resource, then it does a certain effect, which is just like the card earlier in the deck, wherever it was, the attack one. And then he's got a side scheme. When revealed, place the top card of the invocation deck face down under the scheme. Okay, so you lose out on that, and also has the acceleration. So he'll be... The main villain will be thwarting faster. I mean, not thwarting, scheming faster. Counterspell, when you play an event, cancel all its effects and discard it. It's unfortunate. And Treachery, when revealed, alter ego, discard a card from your hand with the highest cost. Place threat on the main scheme equal to the printed cost of that card. And then in hero mode, discard a card from your hand with the highest cost. Take damage equal to the printed cost. So that could be difficult for us. So that is the Doctor Strange deck as a whole, but don't click off yet. We still have the other cards that came with Doctor Strange. So I'll put that right there. The remaining cards are not part of the Doctor Strange pre-built deck. We've got Skilled Strike. When your hero makes a basic attack, get +2 attack for that attack. And these are free, actually. That's really good. That's actually pretty dang good. It's aggression card. I got 3 of them. Nice. Foiled. When a boost card is turned face up during a scheme activation, cancel its boost icons. That's very good as well. I'm going to get that in a couple decks that I've got. And then Iron Man Leadership Ally. Reduce the cost to play each upgrade on Iron Man by 1. Cool. Very cool. 2 thwart, 2 scheme. 2 thwart, 2 attack, 3 health. Wild resource. Yeah, that's pretty good. So, with that being said, that is the Doctor Strange unboxing. Hope you enjoyed it. Remember to like and subscribe. Hit that little bell icon so you see when we upload. And yeah, thanks for hanging out. I'll see you in the next one.